everybody. It is April 27th, 2020. It is my birthday. I am pretty sure 28 years old today. It is in the middle of quarantine, so I am unshaven. I'm unshaven up here. I'm usually pretty bald all around. Well, actually, I get bald and then I shave it off, or I let it grow and then I shave it off, let it grow. So quarantine is really no excuse because I don't go to a barber anyways. I just do it myself. Unless I'm like trying to look fly and I want to get that fade on for my girl. So I guess tomorrow I'll have a shaved head. I'll be all clean. No more excuses. Fuck my excuses. Second day of Sean Whalens video challenge. Day 1. Who am I? Day 2, what do I do? I don't know, but I'm finding that out. What do I do? First and foremost, I am a father and a boyfriend to 2 beautiful, beautiful young girls. My daughter is just over a year old. My girlfriend's a few years younger than me. Well, she's only 3 years younger than me, but I always like to joke there's a generation gap. Oh, it drives her nuts. I'll bring something up and I'll be like, oh, you don't understand what I'm saying? It's a generation gap, babe. It's because I'm so much older than you. But yeah, what do I do? Those are the 2 most important things in my life. Everything I do now is for them, my family, my mom, my sister, my cousins. Anyone who shows me respect. Basically, I want to help the world. Right now, I've been off work since December, I was gonna say 2011, December 11th of last year, so a few months now. We'll go this way actually. I've been having panic attacks, or I don't even know if that's what they are. It started off as like a deja vu. I started getting these weird panic attacks. It's messed up. It pretty much like floors me. I have to sit down, ground myself. I start sweating. It's messed up. I can't go to work. I'm a laborer, so I can't do my job when I'm having this shit happen to me, especially around locomotives, trains, heavy shit, machinery. Can't do that driving a forklift or a crate. Excuse me. So yeah, I've been excuse me, I've been off work for a bit now, doing some soul searching, trying to figure out who I am, what I'm really doing with my life. One thing that I think is important to share about myself is when I was younger, I had a few goals set out. Now, if you listen to my last video, I didn't have any self-worth up until I found out I was having a daughter, really. I was $30,000 in debt, high interest debt, okay, not real estate debt or, you know, like investing in myself kind of debt. It was everything from liquor, probably weed, I don't know, new hobbies I was trying to find out. I bought myself a telescope I've never used, bunch of just stupid shit, right? And $30,000 of shit. Food, fast food, whatever. Where's I going with that? So, I was in a pretty bad spot not too long ago, a couple years ago. It only feels like maybe 6 months ago, but it's been longer than that. Been off work. Yeah, and you know, like I had 3 goals set out in my life just to kind of, that was a nice wide body Camaro to shut people up, alright? So I had a goal by the time I was 19. I wanted to, oh sorry, that was probably loud. I wanted to buy a new car off the lot. I didn't want an old one. Sorry, by the time I was 20. By the time I was 25, I wanted to own my own house, or have a mortgage on one rather. The power of leverage. I don't want to buy a house out full. And then by the time I was 25, I wanted to, or sorry, by the time I was 30, I wanted to have a family started. That's a lie. I wanted to have a family. But when I was like 25-ish, I'm like, well, I haven't found love yet. I haven't gotten a girl pregnant yet. I'm like, I'm never gonna find love. I'm never gonna have a child. So I changed my 30-year goal to starting a family, to just kind of like appease myself or lie to myself. I don't know what I was trying to do there. It didn't work. I seen right through my own fucking shenanigans. So I was 19 years old. I got hired on at CN Rail. Huge thanks to the job. It saved my life, but I have a lot of fucking animosity towards it too for the shit they put me through at the same time. So 20 or 19 years old, I ended up buying my first car. This car I'm in right now, I financed it 4 years. Stupid idea. Well, I had it paid off in like 2.5, 3 years, but it depreciated. Like, they were asking $27,000 for the car, sticker price. I talked them down to $13,600, and I got them to add some accessories in. So they actually lost money on the deal. I went in there at the end of the 4th quarter of the year, so it was like, a car salesman, that's like crunch fucking time. And after, financing everything, the number was still $32,000. And I'm like, well, I signed off the paper, whatever, this is what I wanted. And I got it paid off, whatever. But the car's worth like, if I was to try and sell it right now, like, I'd be lucky to get $5,000. Lucky. And like, that would be like, I don't know if my stereo would even boost the price. Oh, that was a nice car. And yeah, so I got my house when I was 23. Oh man, I quit smoking like 5 months ago and I still have a smoker's cough. And then by the time I was 26, I started, well, Kinsley came into our lives, so I've got a family. And I completed all these goals. I think that's where I meant to turn. I completed all these goals early. So I had these 3 big major life goals that I had planned out for... I took the wrong turn. I'm just in people's fucking driveways now. I had these big goals planned out for my life. And, they were mostly just to shut people up. I was a young hustler, I didn't think I would even be alive today, and I basically told people all these goals just to shut them up and make them think that I actually had some dreams, aspirations, and plans in life. And it's funny, I completed them 4 years early, but now I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I've got a beautiful, beautiful family. Like, I could have never asked for that. I've got my car, which sure, I like it. It's not the Maserati, that was really my dream car, but... And I've got my house. I've got no regrets with my house, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck kind of life is this? Is this really the dream life that I've been working for my entire life? And it's weird. I'm 28, and I feel like I'm going through a midlife crisis. Like, is this what life is supposed to be? And then I see guys like, okay, I don't believe in wanting to be anyone other than myself. That's something, a huge milestone I had to overcome. However, Dan Bilzerian lives the fucking life. He's the man. I'm like, oh man, if there's anyone else in this world I could be like, just for a day, Dan Bilzerian. Man, that guy's a fucking king. And like, okay, if I look at his life, I'm like, oh, that looks fun. My life is not even close to that. Like, like the way I'm going, it could never even become half of that. And I'm not talking about the women. I've got 2 beautiful women in my life. That's all I need. The parties would be awesome, sure, but the money. He does whatever he wants. And you need to have the money to do that. So, like, what am I doing? I don't know. I'm working a shitty job I don't like. I'm in a town I thought I liked, but I don't think I really do. And then so we'll go back a bit to December. I get off work. I'm on disability. I'm having these panic attacks. I'm getting sick before work. It feels like I'm having PTSD, which I'll probably end up touching on in another video. But yeah, like, this is not the life I want. So I started reaching out. I know I wanted to be a part of real estate. It was actually a video by Chris Crone, and he's talking about, I watched through all the fluff in the beginning, and at the end of the video, it's the salt and pepper of the video. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I have a cough today. It's all this talking, maybe I'm not used to it. And sorry, Chris Crone, and he's basically saying leverage. You can, you know, buy a rental property with 5% down, and I'm like, well, fuck, I just bought my house. I only put 5 or like 7% down or something. I only even put $13,000 down on my house, and I've got money that, or what he was saying is then you refinance from your house. So I've always seen all these get rich quick or you know, investing strategies, and I've never ever been in a position to do it. But when he's saying, oh, you know, you kind of need to be in a good position to start with, I'm watching it like, whatever. And then he's saying, well, see, I have this house, and then I refinanced it, and I pulled out 10, 20, 40, 100,000, whatever your number may be, and I use that as a 20% or 10, 5, whatever strategies you're using to leverage myself into another property. And so I seen that, and I'm thinking, well, you can do that. I can borrow money to borrow even more money, essentially. And I looked into it. I called my banker, and they're like, yeah, you can totally do that. They're like, you got, like, you know, okay. Now I'm really rambling. Go back 2 weeks ago, $30,000 in debt, high interest credit card debt. I refinanced my house, $50,000 to cover that. I realized I've got a daughter in my life now. I've really got to take charge of it, and the remaining $20,000 I used on renos on my house to kind of get some major shit done I needed done, and then a little bit of the money I used to float me by because, well, I was just in a shitty position. And yeah, so thanks to him, I got into it. I started paying attention. I started, but at this point in my life, I just feel like I'm at rock bottom in a different way than I had been before. I started joining all these real estate groups, and one of them, there's this guy named Owen Brown, who he's my mentor now, whether he likes it or not. Oh, SRT, nice car. I love SRT. And I noticed he'd been posting on one of these pages a lot. I had a question, don't remember what it was. Might have just been me introducing myself. And I'm like, hey. And he actually replied to me. So that was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting a reply, don't expect a reply from anyone. And then over the next few months, I started talking to him more, sending him messages, and he was actually pretty cool. He's talking to me, but he started talking about Apex, and he's into real estate too, and he used to be a broker. A little bit goes by. I'm like, hey, you know, we've been talking a bit. Have you ever thought about being a mentor? I don't have a lot to offer. And he had a lot on his plate. Totally understand. It was before all this quarantine stuff, or like just around the time actually it just started. And then a couple months go by. I ask him again, because we're talking day to day at this point, basically. And I don't know if he knows it or not, but the people in my life, like my girlfriend, I refer to Owen as my mentor. Sorry. And so yeah, I asked him again, and we had a conversation. Went really well. He was open to it. You know, I gotta do my part. Totally okay with that. And then throughout all this time, he's been talking about Apex, Ryan Stewman, these guys, how much it changed his life. He actually opened up to me a bit, which I really appreciate. You don't really see men opening up, especially about personal topics, and it's huge to me. That's something I'm trying to do. So, you know, anyone, I don't care about their past. If you open up to me, I'm gonna have some respect for you. There's people I just won't deal with, not because of their past, but, you know, if you have any kind of shitty morals, or you're in it for yourself, or, you know, if I just don't trust you, you know, just because you open up doesn't mean you're my friend. But, you know, whatever. So we had a conversation and with Owen, and he agreed to be my mentor, which is fucking awesome. You can probably tell just by listening to me, I'm kind of lost in life. I know what I want. I kind of know how to get there, but I'm also realizing that there's a lot more ways to get there than just real estate. I don't want to be known as just a real estate guy. I want to use real estate to be my passive. Oh my God, excuse me. Holy crap. Like, fuck, it's like I'm smoking again. Oh! Where was I going? Yeah, so got introduced to Apex. Was it 3-4 days ago? I watched the MDM event, and I finally decided to take the jump. I wouldn't even call it that. For me, it's it seems like a very secure step that I need. So that's what I'm doing. I'm lost. I'm investing in myself for the first time in my life. I have a course coming up in May for real estate. It's based on, it's with Marco Kozlowski. He teaches it on how to basically, if you have zero money, zero credit, you have nothing, you can be from Canada, other places, or buying multifamily properties in the States using the bank's money, and if we need to, gap lenders, if we don't get the perfect cap rate that we're looking for. And his team is going to support me through my first purchase of an up to 5-unit multifamily deal. So one of my goals for this year was to get into a house, which I just bought a new house. What is it, like a month or two ago? I just got into it. It was my grandparents' old house. It's got a suite up and down. It's awesome. I'm doing what I want. That was kind of my goal, was to buy a house. And then I said, okay, well, I have accomplished this before February, which is insane that I crushed that big of a goal. No money, in debt, and I got a house that's worth twice my current house. Huge thanks to Christine Buman, my mortgage broker. I don't know what kind of magic she worked to get that, but I used no money. I used my house's refinance money to get into it. And then I'm like, okay, well, I beat my goal. I can't just sit on my ass for the next fucking 10 months, 9 months, whatever it was. I'm like, okay, well, I've got to come up with another goal. I want to double my doors by the end of the year. So I want to get 4 or 5, like, so in my head, it was a quadplex, right? I want to get 4 doors by the end of the year. And then there's someone I've been reaching out, and well, she's actually reached out to me. Carmen Ventrucci Peterson is her name. Very wonderful lady. She's taken time out of her day to help me when she didn't have to, and she was trying to see, she's got a coaching program, and she was seeing how she could help me, and she listened to me and recommended me to someone else instead of saying, hey, this is my program, buy my money, or buy my program, give me money. She actually referred me to someone else that she had worked with, who's Marco Kozlowski, and he I just kind of said what he does. I looked into his program, and it's fairly cheap. Like, it's American, so it was actually like double the price I thought it was, whatever. And his guarantee is basically to complete my goal by the end of the year, and his support team is gonna work me through it until it's completed. Hell yeah, I couldn't say no to that. And that's freaking awesome. Fast forward a bit, I watched the MDM event, and man, like all of those guys, even the pastor, what's his name, Pastor Keith, I feel like I'm getting it wrong. I'm not a religious guy, but I listen to people, you know. I can look past my own how would I put it, my own values, and see what the message someone is trying to say is. And wow, like that event, and you know what? I'm not surrounded by anyone where A, I can even get really good life advice from, B, I can't get financial advice from, or C, like, I don't want advice from these people. They don't know what the hell they're doing in life any more than I do, and they're doing worse than I am. And like, I'm not in a position to give this like life advice out either. As much as I would like to, my life advice is figure it out, man. Look it up. I'll give you some resources, and you know, so like Apex, man, like I see this as a huge fucking pivot in my life. I'm ready to invest in myself. I put the money in for it. You know, I'm tired of fucking just being some guy. You know, I want to use real estate as an avenue to start my life, right? I don't, like I said, I don't want to just be the real estate guy. I want to have enough passive income coming from real estate that I can, you know, if me and my family don't want to work, we don't have to. If my little girl wants to start up a fucking lemonade franchise, I can, you know, not give her, I'll make her work for it, but she can start up that franchise, and if it busts, well, that's not my life savings I have to worry about. And which leads me to go, like, my mom, holy shit, is she ever, like, incredibly helpful. She's been, for this project with this house, she's basically went through her savings to help me. I'm going to pay it all back to her plus some. But the fact that she has this kind of faith in me when really no one else does, it's huge. Like, I owe my life and my future to my mom and myself and my family, of course. I can't give myself no credit for this shit. Oh, there's Plums. I don't like that guy. I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, so this is my second video. It's a bunch of me rambling again. A little lost in life. I know where I want to go. I'm kind of figuring out how to get there, but now I'm open to more ways. You know, I've always wanted to do life my way, by myself. I wanted to get a huge portfolio before I even started talking to other people, because I've always doubted myself. I expect other people to doubt me as well. So I wanted to have this big portfolio so I could go up to people and be like, hey, I'm not a fraud. I'm in this for everybody. Let's do this. But now I realize I'm not gonna, like, I could get there by myself, but it's gonna be slow. It's gonna be slower than, you know, I could probably even imagine. And being surrounded by like-minded people who not only want to improve themselves, but they want to improve their future. And as Ryan says it, you know, you're looking for generations for your money, and that's what I want. I want generational wealth. I'm tired of being broke. I don't want my daughter to struggle. I don't want her kids to struggle, even if I don't like her fucking husband. You know, I don't want them to struggle. And I'm gonna struggle with that, I know it. I've already made jokes when she brings her first boyfriend home. You know, I'm not gonna hurt the guy, but I'm gonna scare him. And it's gonna be funny, and if he's a nice guy, we'll be able to joke about it in the future. But that's way off topic. Alright, there's my day 2 video. What I do, like I said, I don't know. Kenny Clark, April 27th, 2020. I hope this sparks some interest in someone else, or, you know, they reach out to me, or maybe they hear something in me that they see in themselves, and hey, if you can help me get over some of these obstacles, I am extremely open to other people's advice. I encourage it. You can't get through life alone. Thank you, everybody. I love you. I love myself. And I love this world. Cheers.